Hey y'all, it's Alec, the traveling civilian. I am stunned at the number of people, or I should just go ahead and say it, the number of men that do not carry a knife anymore. So I thought we would talk about the importance of carrying a knife and what type of knife I carry. Everybody's different, but I think it's important to carry a knife. So I came up with 6 reasons why you should carry a knife, and then at the end of the video I will show you the knife that I carry and why I chose this knife over other knives I've carried over time. So the 6 reasons. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 is the camping and outdoor activities. You know, we live full-time in a motorhome and we work camp our way across the country. We have been for 5.5 years now. And so it's good to have a knife for cutting stuff that you need when you are camping, hiking outdoors, pieces of rope, preparing food if you're camping and you catch some wild game, or you just need to cut a steak in half for you and your spouse or whatever. It's good for preparing food, and you can also use it for carving tools. You know, we've had to stake things down. You need to put a point on a stick, or you want to sharpen a stick or something to do some fishing or whatever. It's good to have. So it's good for camping and outdoor activities. Number 2 is first aid situations. You know, if you need to cut a piece of clothing in an emergency situation to make a bandage or a tourniquet, that's good to have. Also can be used for you know, like kind of like digging out, depending on the type of knife you have, digging out splinters or something like that. So it's good in a first aid situation, in an emergency if you don't have something else. Number 3 would be just an everyday utility tool. It's handy for opening packages, like I said before, cutting rope, cutting tape, small household task. I can't tell you the number of times during the day when I'm at work or at home that I don't pull my knife out to do some task around work or house. Number 4, and this is if you're more of the prepper mindset and survival type stuff, is in survival situations, a knife can be essential for building shelter if you're out camping or you're somewhere rural and your car breaks down and you need to build a temporary shelter. It can be used for that. Like we've talked about preparing food. If you know, my knife is sturdy enough that I could use it if I had to open a can or something like that. So you never know what type of survival situation you're going to be in, and having a good quality knife is essential. Also, when you're out, we spend a lot of time in rural America. We're in Yellowstone right now, and we do a lot of hiking and stuff, and it's good for if you need to protect yourself from wildlife. You know, the other day, not that I used my knife on it, but I found it quite shocking, is I was in the campground along the edge near Deepwell Ranch, and we had a badger. Now, if I had to, I could have used the knife to protect myself if I'm being attacked. I'm sure I wouldn't have become unscathed, but I feel more comfortable having the knife. You know, also some pepper spray that I carry, air horns, that sort of stuff. But a knife is another essential tool that you need in your arsenal to protect yourself. Number 5 would be fishing and hunting. So you can use a knife if you need to skin a deer, if you need to clean a fish. You can also then use the knife if you want to cook the fish, to cut small twigs or to split a small piece of wood or whatnot, to make kindling, to get your fire started or whatever. If you need to cut your fishing line, if you need to set a trap and make some adjustments on your trapping gear when you're hunting, you know, multitude of reasons there to have a knife when you're hunting and fishing. And anybody that knows or thinks what's about to happen during the rest of this year knows there could be a situation where we are having to do some hunting and fishing to help prepare ourselves to take care of ourselves in a situation where food is harder to get. So if you don't have a good knife, now's a good time to get one while things are still somewhat. And number 6 is really the main reason why I carry a knife, is self-defense. You know, this should be done with caution, and you should be aware of your local laws. We try to stay in small town America, rural America. I'm out here in Montana. A lot of people that live here carry a knife all the time. It's amazing the number of people that visit here that do not. And a lot of these communities have strict knife laws, but they also have stricter gun laws. So in places that I don't feel like I can carry a firearm, you know, I always feel comfortable carrying a knife. Additionally, I can articulate that I work outdoors, I work in campgrounds, I have a reason to be carrying a knife for work, and that seems to help on the 2 times I've been stopped. Now, I did carry a little bit of a bigger knife in the past. Well, actually, I tell you, I started with carrying an old buck folding knife, and I found that the construction was too flimsy to do some of the harder tasks. And then when I was trying to put pressure to get something done, I had one time when the knife actually folded on me, and I sustained minor injury, but you know, so I decided to then go to a lock blade, and I had a decent size, a 4-inch, I think it was 4.5-inch Schrade. I think is how you pronounce the name brand. And I just couldn't keep a good edge on it. I liked that it locked, but in a self-defense situation, to me, it took too much time when I was practicing, because you always have to practice with anything you have for self-defense. You need to practice your draw, you need to practice your stance, your hold, all that sort of stuff. And I felt like the process of opening that heavy of a knife and that big of a knife put me at a disadvantage if I had to use it for a self-defense situation. So then I went to a vertical carry belt knife, and those are the times twice that I was in a community that I got stopped and questioned about why I was carrying a weapon when I was out and about, because there was no way to conceal it. It had I think a 3.5-inch blade. I tried to stay compact, but it still hung down out of my shirt. And then the handle, I'm a little bit heavier set guy. I'm 5'9", 206 pounds. And if I sat down or whatnot, the handle would kind of dig into my love handles, handle versus handle, so to speak. And so I did not like that. So I went to a horizontal carry knife, and I'll show you that. So the horizontal carry knife is a little bit smaller than the knife I carried vertical, but I like it because, like, I'm in a sweatshirt right now, so it's very easy to keep concealed. But even with a t-shirt, it's very easy to conceal. The other night we went out and I had a polo. I just didn't tuck it in. Very easy to conceal. Let's see if I can get the knife on video, and then I'll pull it out of its sheath. But this is how I carry it on my belt. So as you can see, it is a compact build. It's a what's called a cowboy style carry knife. It's made by Knife Ranch is the name brand, and what my criteria was, I wanted a good quality knife that did not cost a fortune, and that if it broke, got lost, got taken from me by the authorities, that I would not be devastated or financially impacted. I mean, you can buy knives for hundreds or even $1,000 for a really good quality knife. Now, I did pay, I think I paid $60. I'll try to put a screenshot up here. I did pay $60. Prices vary when you look at it. It may be more, it may be less. And I bought it on Amazon. So I'll leave the link down below if you want to look at the knife. It comes in two versions. It comes in, this is a 5.5 inch version. It comes in a 7.5 inch version also. But what I like about it is that it's horizontal draw, so it's easy to conceal. It comes with a high quality leather sheath. The blade is 2 inches, and the wooden handle, solid wooden handle, is 3.5 inches, and the blade is made of Damascus steel. So here's the knife. And you know, the Damascus steel holds a really good edge to it. The case does not have a lock or anything over it, but it is a very snug fit. I have not had any issues with the knife coming loose or coming out of the sheath. And I guess the style is what they call is a cowboy dandy knife. It's thick enough to where it can be used in all sort of applications. I have cuts, you know, up to like a 2 inch. It's taken me a little while, or an 1.5 inch limb off a tree to use in an outdoor activity. I've, you know, cleaned fish, scaled fish, cut the heads off, gutted, and it would not be a fillet knife. Now, I have not used it for skinning any wild game yet, but I just think the style of knife and the size of the knife makes it very very versatile. And the little dandy knife is good for, you know, deboning hunting game. Like I said, cleaning fish. It's good for bush crafting. It's just a really good all-around knife. So I hope this video has helped you decide to get a knife, has given you a few things to think about in deciding if you want a pocket knife, a lock blade knife, a vertical carry knife, a horizontal carry fixed blade knife, and the uses and why it's important. And if you like this knife, you know, we are an Amazon affiliate. I ask you to look at the link down below and maybe purchase one for yourself. It'll help the channel, it'll help us prepare. And we use all the money from Amazon for our prepping needs. So anyway, thank you for watching, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.